guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today I think is going to be quite a short video, but it's going to help lead up to the next video in this little duology of videos where we are going to be reviewing our yearly goals midway through the year, making sure that they still connect to how I am feeling about them, see what progress we need to do and kind of what things we need to know moving forward and how we're going to get to those steps. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each of the goals that I have set this year. I have set 8 goals so far for the year and kind of discuss with you how I'm feeling about them, what I'm thinking about them and what I need to do moving forward so we can kind of come up with a 6-month plan moving forward. I have definitely found over the last couple of months I am feeling a bit life slumpy. Some of these goals I'm not necessarily resonating with, not because I don't want to do them, but just because I've fallen off the bandwagon a little bit. So I'm hoping that through this and next week's video of actually implementing some of these things, I can start to get back on track with. So we're going to start nice and simple and we're going to start with our fitness goals. First fitness goal was to be able to do the splits. Now what I will say is I didn't realize just how inflexible I was, and I think potentially being able to do the splits in a year is going to be quite a challenge. However, I have really enjoyed getting stretching into my regular routine and ensuring that my hips are nicely stretched. I definitely now feel a difference if I'm not stretching regularly, if I'm not necessarily looking after that side of my body. So it's definitely improving that element. I do still want to keep this as a goal because even if I don't achieve it, I do think it's a fun thing to do, a fun thing to work towards. I do think I'm going to start trying to get into the splits a little bit more. I do feel like recently I have just been stretching out my hips and stuff, but I haven't actually been trying to actively do the splits. I think if I move forward to try and practice trying to actually get down into the splits twice a week, it'd be really a good way to gauge how I'm doing. And also I want to research a little bit more into how else we can get to do the splits and do proper split focus stretches. So that is definitely something I'm going to look into a bit more. I just think I need to get a bit more, try and make it a little bit more fun. I don't want this to be just a labor heavy tasks. It is fun. Fitness goal number 2 is to run at least 1 10k. I have completely fallen off the bandwagon with running. I have not run since April. I don't think. It's currently June when I'm filming this. I fell out of love with it, massively fell out of love with it. I found that running was such a task. Now, I don't know whether it is worth trying to find some sort of YouTube video where it's a run with me for a 10k and just basically try and work up to that each time and just there being no pressure, just taking it as it is, run for as long as I can and just see how it goes. I'm not sure. I do think I need to potentially come up with some sort of plan and have a look. And so I think next week the focus on this goal will be to try and find a way to, if there is a video or anything like that I can follow along with, and also to maybe go to a run group that I know runs on a Saturday morning. So anything like that, just to try and get myself back into some sort of fitness levels with my running and see different ways that I can make it enjoyable, because I did really fall off the bandwagon. I did see it as so much of a chore and I wasn't enjoying it. Potentially now that I'm in a new job with a new routine, might be able to get running back into my schedule. However, I just don't enjoy it, and so I do think this goal I'm going to try, but it's not going to be one that I'm going to be really sad about if I don't hit by the end of the year. I think as long as I'm keeping my fitness consistent, which I am, I'm still consistently working out, then I am happy about that. These fitness goals, I felt like at the start of this year I had a very good fitness routine. I am in quite a good routine in terms of moving my body and getting fitness set and getting my steps and stuff in. So these fitness goals were kind of a bit of fun and things that I would like to do. They're not the be all and end all. I'm not working towards working out regularly, which is very much a big health goal and something that I would want to be working towards. I do that now. So now I've got fitness goals that are a bit more fun and a bit more kind of singular. They don't matter if I get them or not. It's not going to be detrimental to my health if I never run a 10k, but it is going to be detrimental to my health if I'm not moving, if I'm just sitting down and I'm not getting my steps and stuff in. So then personal goals, move out with mum and dad. So that is the aim. I don't know whether it's going to be achievable. It kind of depends on Matt's job and what happens with him. At the moment he is not in a consistent job. My job is quite low paid. I have obviously recently changed jobs. I am enjoying it and it's definitely showing me a lot of things about being outside of teaching. However, the money in it is not great. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to give it a few months of seeing what finances are like, and then then see where we're at towards the end of the year. But obviously financially responsible people don't book extra holidays, but one of my second personal goals is to go on a non-family holiday. If you have been here for a while, you will remember that it's used to say a solo holiday. However, I did think about this and I thought, I'm going on a family holiday, I'm going on a holiday, another family holiday for a long weekend. I then want to go away for Matt's birthday with Matt, and then I was like trying to get a solo holiday on top of all that. It's just going to be too expensive. I am going to have no money left and I will probably cry about it. So what I've decided to do is I want to create a non-family holiday. So I would like for Matt and I to go away abroad potentially, but if not in the UK, together, which doesn't have for any family, and it will just be the two of us and we can explore a new place. That is kind of still one of my goals. I have technically gone away on like a weekend trip with Matt, but I want to actually do something a little bit more, and I think I probably will take that off when it comes to his birthday. I am going to be looking into a few different things. I would like to pay for us to go away for his birthday, so I am going to start looking into that soon. And yeah, a non-family holiday is definitely still on the cards, and I just think it's something so nice. I have a couple of family holidays, so something nice to go away with Matt would be lovely and just create some quality time together. So then moving on, we have our finance goals. So in one of our finance goals is to be working a full-time job. Technically I've achieved this. I am now working a full-time job. I would like to do some journaling over the next week or so to figure out what I want to do next, because I'm still not sure. This job that I'm in, I enjoy, but it's not forever. I think the money's not good enough in it for it to be forever. I have still got a little bit of resentment towards the job, and not resentment, I wouldn't say, but I just don't really enjoy it. It's a lot less stress than teaching, and I find for that reason it's a lot nicer to get up for the day, and I'm not finding it as hard and as tiring. However, it's still not my dream job. It's still not what I want to be doing for the rest of my life. So I want to do a bit of journaling. I want to do a little bit of exploratory work on how I'm feeling about the job that I'm in now, how I'm feeling about the job moving forward, and where potentially I want my future to look like, and that, so we will be doing that together next week. And then my other finance goal is not to have an overdraft. I do have an overdraft at the moment. It's recently been a little bit of a tricky couple of months with pays and stuff like that and changing jobs, so I'm hoping to obviously pay that off soon and get that done and get my kind of debts to mum and dad down, because they're not great. And yeah, it's not ideal, but I've also had worse, so I'm not kind of, by any means, I'm not like, woe is me, I'm in the worst position in the world financially. I'm in a very privileged position because I have a roof over my head, I have a job that I'm working, I know I'm gonna have income coming in and it's steady. It's just I need to kind of get myself out of the rut. Part of that, I do actually need to go through my bank and figure out what my monthly spend is and create kind of a budget for that. So again, that is definitely something that we're going to be looking at next week, and creating a budget, just kind of simple things, just try and get us back on track with goals. And then content wise, we have posted at least 5 videos a month. I am on track with that. I need to get better at filming short form, or no, not short form, longer form videos, like sit down videos like this one earlier on in the month, because I tend to leave them to the end of the month and then it's a rush and then they're not always being edited. So that's why this month I am trying to do that. And I also want to get 500 YouTube subscribers, which I felt like at the start of the year I was really working towards doing that, and I've kind of fallen off a little bit. So with that in mind, I want to journal and create kind of a content progression plan, whether that is like cross-channel content. I want to be posting a lot more on TikTok and Instagram to try and create like different cross-channel streams. And so I want to kind of come up with a plan of what that might look like and how I might be able to execute that whilst also working full-time and having a partner where we don't live together and we've got a lot of time together. So kind of trying to block that in. So with that being said, what is our plan moving forward? What do I need to do next week? So next week I need to figure out stretches that I want to do every single day to do the splits. It literally needs to be like 3 stretches for the split. I need to come up with a running plan moving forward, what that's going to look like. Is there a YouTube video that I can follow? Is there this running step that I'm going to do? Am I going to join the group? I want to kind of sit down, research that and look into that with you guys. I want to potentially look at holiday options and just see what's going on for around the start of October, kind of come up with a kind of a figure as a generic budget, see if I'm actually going to be able to fit that and what that looks like. I need to come up with a budget for what my monthly spend actually is, as well as journaling about what job I want moving forward, kind of what my dream job would be like, what I can do to get up to that point now, different things that I need to be doing. And I want to journal about my emotions because my mental health has been a little bit rocky, so I want to do that and kind of journal about these goals as well a little bit more, and my emotions towards them, and whether any of them are not aligning with kind of my personal goals and personal kind of beliefs and stuff like that, and whether I do actually need to change any. And then I want to come up with a content progression plan, as well as just kind of review what's been going well and what hasn't been going well. So like I said, this is a very short and sweet video. This is kind of part 1 to the goals section. So next week I will have a vlog out of me doing all the things that I've just detailed out for you, doing the plans, creating things moving forward, and coming up with actionable steps to get to where we want to be by the end of the year. So comment down below any goals that you guys are still working towards, and anything that you're doing to get towards them, and any motivation that you've got for anyone that's struggling with the mid-year goal slump. I look forward to seeing you guys next week to put some of these actions into play. And yeah, I'll speak to you guys next time. Make sure you like and subscribe. Goodbye.